So maximizing my time is part of what I do. Closing my day out in prayer so that I can sleep. I know it's ideally you pray in the morning, but I don't have trouble waking up. I have trouble laying down. So casting my cares on him at bedtime helps me to be able to wind down at the end of the day and tell the devil, I'm not going to worry about that. I turned it over to the Lord and I release myself. If I do watch TV, I generally watch the news. If I don't watch the news, I watch something funny because I need to laugh more. And laughter is the medicine that is the antidote for anxiety. I try to take at least a dose every day and find something totally ridiculous to laugh at because it is the way I give my brain a shower.
If success is truly what you want in your life, you're going to have to be extremely determined and focused on the goals that you really want to achieve. You need to make sure that you have a clear path of what you want to do and how you want to do it. The best way to do that is wake up every day and try to get closer to your goal, little bits here and there. You don't have to make this huge jump overnight because that's not going to happen. It's going to be all the little moves that you make throughout your day, throughout your year, by just constantly improving upon yourself and seeking more information and getting more intel on whatever the subject is at hand that you want to improve upon and become very successful at. This way, once you've completed your journey of success, you'll be able to look back and see how beneficial each of those little changes were and how much they truly helped you along your way. And that'll be a great feeling knowing that the hours upon hours and the energy and the time that you've put in to that craft has finally paid off because you've achieved success by doing little bits here and there every day, and it wasn't truly exhausting and you weren't just gassed because you managed your time well and knew how to work smart and hard at the same time, because it's all about how efficiently you can work, not about how much you do work. If you put time into your craft, maybe about 3 hours a week will get a lot done. If you focus for those 3 hours and are determined during that time instead of working for 6 hours a week and being distracted by your phone the whole time, it doesn't make any sense to do that. So just figure out how to manage your time well.
You begin to covet what belongs to somebody else. Over and over through Deuteronomy, the book of Leviticus, over and over again, God speaks against coveting things that belong to your neighbor. He wanted you to only want what he meant for you to have and not want what he meant for me to have. Now you say amen to that, but there's very few people who live by that principle. Most people want everything they see somebody else with. They buy clothes that don't look good on them. They wear hairstyles that don't look good on them. They buy houses they can't afford because they're trying to keep up with somebody else. But if you really want to be a winner, if you really want to come off as successful, if you really want to be bright, only go after things that are meant for you to have. It will make you look successful. And it actually is not that you're successful. I can show you, I could make you think that I know Kung Fu. I could make you think I know Kung Fu. As long as you let me choose who I do it to. I kick you in the head if it's the right one. And what makes you look bright is when you pick your battles. There are some things that you don't fight because that's not your fight. You don't get into that thing. You don't pick those battles. You don't covet what you see somebody else fight down because they're anointed to fight that. They can do that. You might not be gifted to fight that area, and you don't want to covet somebody else's battle or covet somebody else's success. This is something that I think people do not understand. When people see other people who have great accomplishments, they assume that they have no fear. The reality is, you gotta feel the fear, baby girl, and do it anyway. If you are waiting for your feelings to line up with your decisions, your life will always be on hold. You don't have to ask your emotions to give you permission to be who you were created to be. Everybody has some angst, some fear, some negative voice saying, who are you? But some people rebuke it and other people birth it. The difference between rebuking it and birthing it is how long you nurture the thought. The thought comes like a seed in the womb of your mind. You can either incubate it, carry it through 3 trimesters and birth it in your failure, or you can say, this is not mine, it's not on my agenda, I reject it, and I'm gonna continue on my course. I was sitting on a speaker and I said, this speaker will bear the weight of my body. It will make a chair in a pinch. It will get me out of a crisis. It will be a chair, but it was not designed to be a chair. I am not using it for its highest and best use. I said many times we are pushed into functioning in an area that is not our highest and best use because somebody needed us to be something that we were not created to be. Because so many times you have a modicum of talent in an area, maybe just enough enough talent to appreciate people who are really called to that area. It doesn't mean that you need to necessarily go out and do that thing. You must understand that the purpose is the underlying chemistry that makes you live your life. It may not be, you may not have a strong talent. Let me give an example because I'm messing mine up. I have talent as a musician. I can play the piano, not well enough to be maestro, but I have a modicum of talent in that area, but that was not my purpose. But many times we start working in an area that we have talent, but it's not our purpose. I tell my kids this: you may start out doing something that is not the thing you were created to do. It may only be the thing that leads to the thing you were created to do.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comments section below.